Hi, Candace, David again. Okay, so coming back to topics. The topic of Jesus Christ, His name, His gospel, His church. Sacred topics. Let me illustrate. Why do we go to church if Jesus' name wasn't a sacred name, and if His topic of His gospel and of Himself wasn't a sacred topic? We go to church because we believe in Jesus Christ. We believe in His gospel. We believe in His commandments. Society collectively has a government that rests upon His shoulders. And so the government sits upon the basis of His teachings and His commandments. And so in the Old Testament, we had all these things that ancient Israel would do to prepare themselves for the time when Jesus Christ was to come into the world. And so they had all these, different rituals and sacred ordinances and sacrifices that they did. For a period of time they did animal sacrifices, so they'd kill animals. As a kind of in a similitude of the sacrifice that would ultimately come from Jesus Christ, which was that He would die, and He did die. But the topic of Him coming back to life, that's a sacred topic, right? Because the ability to come back to life, human beings, we don't have, and we have some instances where doctors, are able to bring people back from, death, on their deathbeds sort of thing, or in instances where they die on the operating table and they're able to revive them. But in the instance with Jesus, He brought Himself back to life and was resurrected, and then He promised eternal life to all of us as a free gift. And so those types of topics are sacred topics. And then we have communication with one another when we're not at church. And this entails, in some ways, it entails and covers the topic of Jesus Christ, and in other ways, it encompasses a lot more than just the gospel, than just discussing the topic of Jesus Christ. But in the temporal realm, we're able to discuss anything from A to Z, from Alpha and Omega, anywhere in between. You can, anything you'd learn at school, anything you'd learn at the university, anything you'd learn if you were to go into a government building, you'll see that all of these things have a rhyme and a reason to them. And there's purpose behind all of these topics and all these organizations and all of the, all the things that we have in the United States of America and, throughout this world. And so these are cool things to consider, and then begin to ask questions. Questions like why? Why do we do the things that we do? Why do we communicate the way we do on particular topics today? And how can we communicate about particular topics, whether they be more sacred topics versus lesser sacred topics, in ways that can be constructive, that can edify one another, and that can help cultivate a greater atmosphere for freedom and respect and kindness throughout our nation and hopefully around the world. So anyhow, those are some thoughts on that particular topic, and I wanted to get that on video, and so I'll talk to you later. Bye.